What's good, fight fans? It's Ashley's Corner, and I'm gonna get right to it. The WBO has ordered, as you can see on YouTube, spread around YouTube. WBO has ordered JERMELL CHARLO, the undisputed super welterweight champion of the world, to fight his mandatory against Tim Tszyu. Now, usually when people become undisputed, they don't. If they're going to defend those titles, they usually allow them to choose someone else other than the number one, whoever's at the number one spot. But Tim is his mandatory. Tim is at the number one spot in the WBO, and they want him to fight. All right, I'm cool with it. I'm not tripping, and I'm not gonna hold you. I'll explain, but I think Charlo stops dude. Now, I really think this is about his dad. Tim's dad uh, is very big in boxing. Everybody loved him. He was, they're both from Australia, of course. And I believe this has a lot to do with his father. This has a lot to do with Tim being from Australia, and you got another undisputed fight happening this weekend. I really think they're trying to change the tide of the champions. They don't want JERMELL CHARLO probably to be undisputed. They probably don't want Devin Haney to be undisputed, and they want to see if Australia can gain those titles. And I really think his father has a little bit to do with it. I understand that he's ranked number one. He is at the number one spot at the WBO, but this isn't really what happens. So I really think it has a little bit to do with it, though, or a lot to do with it. But real quick, Tim Tszyu. Tim has 21 wins, no losses, 15 knockouts. He's fought for 107 rounds. His knockout percentage is 71.43%. He's been fighting for 6 years as a pro. He's 27 years old, from Australia. He's 5'8" and a half. His reach is 72%. He has a reach of 72 inches. And he stopped Jeff Horn in August 2020 in the 8th round, and he's coming off a unanimous decision win versus Terrell Gausha, who dropped him in the first round, and that was when he fought Terrell. That was his U.S. debut. All 20 of his fights has not been in the U.S. until he fought Terrell, and that was his 21st fight. And like I said, he got dropped in that fight in the first round, but he did win it upon unanimous decision as far as the judges was concerned. It was a fairly close round, but Terrell couldn't do more than what he had already did, and that's drop him in the first round. Now, JERMELL CHARLO, our super welterweight undisputed champion, has 35 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. He has 19 knockouts. He has fought for 256 rounds. He has a knockout rating of 51.35%. He's been pro for 15 years. He is 32 years old. Iron Man is the undisputed champion. He's 6 foot tall with a 73-inch reach, fighting out of Texas. Now, I don't see Tim beating him at all. Like, I really don't see that. The fact that Tim's footwork seems very flat-footed. He just seems to throw a lot of power shots. He has a pretty good uppercut. But I don't have much faith in Tim, because he's seen JERMELL CHARLO walking in the hall one day, and last week or 2 weeks ago, and he said, "Oh, he's not as big as I thought." Shoot. Then he started talking trash. Like, he's been in this weight class for a very long time. He's been the champion. He's held a belt. JERMELL CHARLO's held a belt at super welterweight for years. You should have wanted that smoke being who you are, Tim. Not wanted that smoke when you seen his size. So, just because of that energy, and you're green when it comes to American fighters, when it comes to the number of fights and the number of rounds you've had. And Charlo and Derrick James is going to exploit that very easily, in my opinion. So I believe Charlo can go ahead and take that WBO mandate, that mandatory. Go ahead and take that, squash that, beat that up, slap him around like he said he was going to do. You go ahead and slap him around, and then go ahead and move up to 160, and let's go. All right. But with that type of energy, and the fact that you don't have good footwork. Like, I don't think Tim does anything better than Iron Man JERMELL CHARLO, our undisputed super welterweight champion, does. But always like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.